Tyler, first day in pads, how'd it go?
It went good. I think our cohesion as a team grew, and we all got better together.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, this offseason you said you put a lot of work in, and you were looking forward to kind of this opportunity. How's it been going so far, and how do you think you're kind of taking advantage so far of the opportunity here?
I think I've been doing good, but at the same time, I'm trying to stay neutral. Not get too high or too low. Based off of the results of anything. I'm just trying to do my job every day. So. It's a continuous process, and I'm just trying to learn and grow.
How much have you learned in that mentality from a guy like Tyron Smith and then Tyler Smith and Zach Martin, those guys, in terms of taking it day by day?
I learned a lot, bro, because, that's genuinely what you have to do. You can't think too far ahead or too much in the past. This game will pass you by if you think too far ahead or too far behind. So it's about staying level-headed, staying neutral. Like I said, I've learned that from guys that came before me previously. Everything in this league is, everybody in the league's pretty good, so things are going to happen. You're going to lose, you're going to win, but just try to stay neutral and level-headed about everything.
TJ, you went through an overhaul this offseason, especially with your diet, and you tweaked some of your workout regimen. How differently is your body feeling, especially now that you've been out there in pads?
My body feels great, bro. I feel, a big difference from last year to this year in terms of, my stamina and my strength on the football field going into training camp. So, big improvement.
What's some of the things that you've been learning from Tyron Smith that you guys have been kind of working in?
The most important thing he told me is you can punch through a man's body. So, it's all about body position and being strong and having good posture.
What's the biggest difference for you compared to last year in the early part of camp?
My mental, bro. My mental is different. I'm feeling good. I feel confident. I'm waking up and praying, for confidence and strength. And just things, I'm doing things differently, and I got people praying for me, so I'm just leaning on the Lord and trusting what He has for me.
There's a video I think you posted, you're boxing in the ring. What is all that the exercise about?
Okay, so I've been boxing to work on my my hand-eye coordination and my feet. And we were in my garage boxing. It was like a big group of 7 people, my friends. We were all boxing together with our coach. His name is Recon Boxing. And I just jumped out in the rain. I was waiting for my rep, but jumped in the rain. I just started boxing a little bit. That was all it was.
What have you already learned from Tyler Smith, not just in year 1, but going into year 2 that'll help you take the next step as, combination blocks and things like that are concerned?
I'm just getting more comfortable with the way that he comes off the ball and the way that he sets, the angles that he takes. I would say the biggest thing I learned from him was his mental, and it's not even things that he's told me, it's just how he acts. Earlier today, I was asking him questions about what he thinks about before he goes into practice, and it was a lot of what can I do better? I need to make my first step better here and there. He's thinking of all these things to get better at, and his mindset and his vibe is always so neutral. And I feel like that's a big thing I can pay from him.
He talks about trying to ascend every day.
Yeah.
And he says it's about turning knobs, hey, I got to do this, turn this knob, then I got to focus on this little detail, turn that knob. Is that kind of rubbing off on you too, where it's hey, the little thing every day I'm trying to focus on? Or?
Yeah, it's at the same time, you got to focus on everything, but there's little things that you can see from day to day that you should try to tweak in your game, to keep things fresh and to keep your technique fresh and new.
Mm-hmm. Could you talk about the bonding development of this offensive line? I know it's the first day in pads, first week of practice. The bonding development.
The bonding's been great. We're a really tight group, and our coaches are amazing. They're really good individuals. They have great personality, and it bleeds off into the room, and it makes us tighter.
On the topic of the coaching, there's been a lot of energy in camp. How does that hit the offensive line? You guys probably don't need any help in that regard, but how does it hit you guys?
Offensive line is one of those positions, bro. We got to bring it every day. So, trying to stay neutral as a group. We gotta keep it like this, and send it on the up and up. But we come ready every day. Our coach doesn't have to instill that into us. That doesn't come from practice. That comes from the position that we play in our mentality.
Do you ask for any reps at tight end? We saw Austin Richards get some out there.
Man, I ain't finna give me no reps at tight end. I would catch a pass if I could, though. I would love to, but I'm probably not gonna get that.
That's when the basketball pass kicks in?
Yeah, I wish.
Sorry if you've already been asked, but what kind of look has this defensive end group been giving you?
Bro, they're special, bro. The way that they're mixing things up, it really goes to show that Eberflus's defense is one of them ones, bro, because we have good players, but also when you match them with a good scheme, it makes them even better. So they're doing amazing, bro. Ezaraku, Sam Williams, Tyrus Wheat's out there. I can't wait for Micah to get back. Marshawn, everybody's doing a great job right now, and it's making us better as an offensive line.
How much of a chess match already is there with Matt Eberflus's defensive line in terms of stunts and blitzes? It looks like we've been seeing a good amount of that.
Yeah, we're going blow for blow right now, so we're trying to get used to it. They're trying to get used to us hitting them in the mouth. But I think it's going to make us better in the end. Being able to handle stunts and pirates and whatever the case may be is going to be amazing for us as an offensive line.
Thanks, Tim.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Thanks, I
y'all.
appreciate it.